Hi, I'm Rachel, and today I'm just going to talk about vaccines and why they're important and effective for not only ourselves, but for the people we love and for populations all over the world. And so I'm just going to be convincing you or informing you as to why vaccines are important by using Monroe's motivated sequence, consisting of the 5 steps: attention, need, satisfaction, visualization, and action. So you may be, if you may be familiar with the beauty community or with different makeup in general, and you may have heard of Kat Von D. And who she is she is just a makeup blogger, and she also owns her own brand of makeup, and she is in stores such as Sephora and Ulta. And she has recently gotten a lot of backlash, and a lot of her previous supporters have sort of been retracting their support because of something that she stated, and it is that she doesn't plan on vaccinating her children, and she just plans to raise them naturally and vegan. And this can be a harmful thing because it is potentially putting their child at risk and all their lives at risk. And so this has actually brought to light a whole community of just people that are anti-vaccination, and their arguments have come to light as well. So one of the arguments is that these vaccinations lead to serious side effects such as autism and other developmental issues and behaviors, and it can get to that. And so for this, it has actually been debunked by countless medical research professionals, and just it has been debunked. And there may be a correlation between the two, suggesting through the time period that they may come through age, but they are not directly related. According to many medical professionals that have been to school, they've done the research. So yes. It has also been an argument that these vaccinations contain toxic chemicals. And so yes, they do, such as things like mercury, formaldehyde, aluminum, but the dose makes the poison. And so these things in the vaccines, they may be toxic in large amounts, but since the dosages are so small, like it will literally be a little fraction of the dose. And so these things do not just hurt the patient. They are meant to fight the antibodies, or not fight the antibodies, to develop the antibodies by imitating a weaker form of an illness, so that your body can fight that, and so they are prepared for when an actual illness like that does come, they can fight it off effectively. And so that is why the vaccines can contain those kinds of toxic elements that can be toxic in large amounts, like I said. So these children are prone to illnesses and susceptible to diseases, and that's why they need these vaccines. And we can't just sweep them to the side and assume these diseases that may come their way aren't that bad. And so you don't want to constantly be in fear of taking your child out and potentially exposing them to diseases and germs that they could eventually just cling on to, and their bodies will deteriorate through those diseases. So it's not just a risk for your child without the vaccination, but it's a risk to everyone around them, because then they are potentially exposing their children to other diseases, and it can be easily prevented by just getting the vaccines. That's all I'm trying to say. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. So these vaccines also protect other people, like I said, especially those who have weaker immune systems, and they also may not be able to get their own vaccines for themselves, such as the elderly or people that are going through more serious medical treatment, such as chemotherapy. So their immune systems are very weak, and they're more susceptible to these diseases that people that haven't gotten vaccinations may be carrying, and that's potentially very harmful as well. And so there's a way to protect all of this by just getting the vaccine, like I said. And so protecting children from these different diseases and the populations is only helping society as a whole. And a solution to this, like I said, is to just get vaccines and to get your children get vaccinated when they're really young so that they can fight these diseases when they're young as well, because at such a young age, this is when they are most susceptible to these diseases. And so all medicines have side effects, like people may have argued, but these vaccines are one of the safest medical practices, and they are highly regulated, especially when it comes to the chemicals that they may contain. And there are actually tests that are run using gene expression profiling to make sure that they are okay in different individuals. And so visualization, so just putting this into perspective, just imagine living, like I said, imagine living in constant fear of someone you love or even yourself just going out and potentially getting a disease. And so that fear can be eliminated by just having a vaccine or getting one for your family. And like I said, this same fear does not manifest as much if you do get your vaccine, sorry. And so, like I said, to take action, you just vaccinate your children, to get vaccinated. And although there's no perfect solution to any of this, the countless benefits that come from getting vaccinated in the rare cases that these extreme side effects do occur, it would really be kind of foolish to just not get the vaccine. It's just helping you and the people you love in the long run. And yes, so please don't put you, your child, and society at risk, and get your children vaccinated. Vaccinations save millions of lives every year, and it will only allow us as a community to move forward and also just be healthier and move forward, like I said.